Hello, everyone. This is YeMeng Chen from New York College of Traditional Chinese Medicine. First, congratulations for the third World Traditional Medicine Forum. It's my honor to have a presentation about the education and the legislation of acupuncture and the Chinese herbal medicine in the United States. Let me share the screen. Okay. So my topic is about the update on education and legislation of acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine in the United States. So as you know, the acupuncture education started in 1970, and the accreditation process started in 1985. So right now, there are total 52 colleges and programs of acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine are accredited by Accreditation Commission of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine, the ACOM. This is the only one recognized accreditation agency by USDE, Department of Education, for acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine to ensure the quality of education outcome. I was honored to serve as a commissioner in the ACOM for 6 years, 2 terms, and in 2019, I was chair for 1 year, stepped down last year in 2020. So when the school was is accredited by the ACOM, that means those colleges and the programs are recognized by USDE. So all those students in the program are eligible for financial aid by federal funding. So this is the map, show the 52 program and spreading in 22 states. So the yellow color, that means those states have acupuncture school there. And the blue color, light blue color, have no school. So still has a lots of potentials to develop acupuncture education in the United States. Right now has 3 different kind of degree programs offered in this country. One is a master's program. One is DAOM, Doctor of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. This is postgraduate program, and a student had to graduate from the master's program with specialty oriented. So some school has the pain management, some school has the women's health, and so that's you should have one specialty, 2 years program. Master's program, acupuncture 3 years, and acupuncture with Chinese herbal medicine specialization, 4 years. And also recently, the entry-level professional doctor program has started. So for those programs, it's about 4 years. So it's the entry level. So the admission need 90 credits of college's study. The master's program needed 60 credits college study. For 3 years study for acupuncture program, you got a master's degree. Previously, has an Oriental medicine program. That means acupuncture plus Chinese herbal medicine. Since the Oriental, that words is not favorable, had to change, but the outcome of the changes and then becoming more complicated. So you see acupuncture with a Chinese herbal medicine specialization. As you know, Chinese medicine mainly is Chinese herbal medicine. Acupuncture is one part. But in the United States, the public accept mostly acupuncture. So the practitioner of Chinese medicine, their title is acupuncturist. So the other degree is Master of Acupuncture. But if you study Chinese herb and add a couple of words with a Chinese herbal medicine specialization. So that's the current status and the situation. Also, the master program graduate, they can have the other choice. They can study about 2 years of the Chinese herbal medicine and get a certificate. They also qualify for national exam. So this is the current situation. As you know, the professional doctoral program will be trained, and I think about the end of this year or next year, the USD, Federal Education Department, will approve this as a standard. So since the pandemic, probably will postponed, but this is the trend. So for the doctoral program, what the difference with the doctoral program and the master's program? The entry level, the admission different, and also the minimum required time of study different, 3 years versus 4 years, and the competency different. So this program should have a well-designed assessment of educational outcome. There are different ways, but those kind of competency has to be in the doctoral program. Advanced diagnostic study, collaborative care, patient care system. So those two, and the program should coordinate with one healthcare system, like a hospital, so that you can have a training in a collaborative care set. So it's very important. There's a difference compared with the master's program. And also personal professional development, also very important. And evidence-informed practice is the key. So those kind of new competency add on to the master's program. The assessment, whatever the master's program, also need assessment. So each course, you have to find out the student performance in the different learning objectives and what's the passing rate. And this the course and the program and the school have a different way to assess. Yeah. So that's very important for education industry. But also the doctoral program is not so easy. Even the Federal Education Department approved as a standard, some state probably won't allow it until you have a further development. So that's a lot of this kind of situation. It's the bar for the doctoral programs establishment. The last one, financial aid eligibility, that probably if when USD approved, that will be no problem. But the state has a requirement for your learning resource, your administrative system, and all kind of things. That's very critical. So the facility and a lot of those kind of things, we need further development. But this will promote the profession into a new level. So let's look at Acupuncture Education 2025, what it looks like. So the starting 1970, so almost 50 years from the master program. And at the beginning, I had no master's program, so 1985. So that's starting with the master's degree. And the previous, I just kind of program study, or even the very beginning, the first school, NISA, New England School of Acupuncture, was a vocational program at the very beginning. So right now is the mainly is the Master of Science program, but the professional doctorate was first approved in 2014, already have the graduates. So Federal Education Department will review it and will approve its standard. So probably, because if no pandemic, I think will be approved end of this year, but it delayed for sure before 2025, that will be approved. So if the program is a doctoral program, then how the master's program will be, and still had a DAOM program, that's a big question mark. So in a short distance, all those three and coexist. But in the long term, after 2025, probably, I believe in future, it's mostly is the professional doctorate programs. So the previous I talked about education. Now I talk about the legislation. So Acupuncture Practice Act passed in 1973. The state was Nevada, approved. And in those, I think about almost 50 years, all the 50 states has not all passed this law. And recently only 47 states, including Washington, D.C. So just the senator vote to Washington, D.C. will be considered a state. But it's in part the Washington District of Columbia, special district. Okay, so it's not called a state, but has passed the Acupuncture Practice Act. And 3 states don't have such a law. That's South Dakota, Oklahoma, and Alabama. South Dakota, I think, is far west. I don't think I have so many practitioners for acupuncture right now. For the North Dakota, they just passed. The South Dakota, someone said about less than 20 acupuncturists there. So right now is a gray area. No one say they are legal and no one say they are illegal. Also, if the state has no Acupuncture Practice Act, those licensed acupuncturists have no protection, no practice scope defined. Oklahoma and Alabama is very conservative states. So this is the map, those 3 states, South Dakota, Oklahoma, and Alabama. And acupuncture, let's talk about acupuncture. But the Chinese herbal medicine, and this even, has less states recognized. So far about 30 states that you see all the green states, their license name is licensed acupuncturists, but the practice scope include Chinese herbs, or it included in the practice scope when you pass the national board exam for Chinese herbology. And like California, Washington states, those fully green states, they really, when you get a license, you really need it. You really need it. You're passing the Chinese herbology exam. That means the acupuncturist practice scope included. If you want to be licensed acupuncture, you have to study herbs. But the other states, you may not, but you could. And you pass the national board exam, and then the Chinese herbology Chinese herbal medicine could be in your practice scope. But the blue one is not. The orange one, even acupuncture doesn't have practice act. So about a 30 state, but now it has some kind of problem, I think. It's the, like Ohio state. In this month, they just in effect, April 12, the state eliminated the category of Oriental medicine. So as I said, some states, the acupuncturists, including Chinese herbology. The Ohio, they have a two, like a Delaware. You can either have a two license. If you only study acupuncture, that's a license for acupuncture. If you also study Chinese herbs, you can combine, you can have the license called the Oriental Medicine license. That means you include Chinese herbs. But the Ohio State Medical Board eliminated the Oriental Medicine license, even not informed the professional organization. So I'm sorry, not the medical board, the Senator and the Congress removed Oriental medicine in the licensed medical board. So that's a terrible, and all Oriental medicine license will be converted to acupuncture license under medical board regulation. Also Nevada, it was the first state legalized acupuncture practice, but now they have kind of some manipulation of the lawmakers. They try to change the board name as called a division. So that certain profession including Oriental medicine. So in future, it's not a board. The board handled the license. The division, I don't know what's the outcome. And later will be not licensed, just the practitioners. I'm not sure, but there's some kind of thing would happen in Nevada. So it's not really easy. The Chinese herbal medicine is considered as a dietary supplement. And so many laws has the had to follow, and there's the regulations. In the last year and also until now, the COVID-19 pandemic, the US was hit the hardest. But the Chinese herbal products cannot be used, widely. And also, if you labeled certain Chinese herbal products and consider for the treatment, and you get a warning from the US FDA, Food and Drug Administration. I think they issued over 50 some letters, this kind of letters, letter or warning letters. They are about 13 herbal products get a warning. So they claim to mitigate, relieve, prevent, treat, diagnose, or cure COVID-19. So you cannot use that words. And you cannot, so a lot of, we know, even myself, I take the 强力玉屏风散, the jade screen powder to protect the lung qi, right? So, but you cannot say it will prevent COVID-19. 莲花清瘟胶囊, the capsule, was a success applied in Wuhan last year during the pandemic time. But in the United States, you probably use a word like a management for the symptom or something, but you not use the word treat, because the FDA say no sufficient scientific proof for those products. So it's very hard for the Chinese herbal medicine developed in this country. So I propose a CLAP action plan. So CLAP is a make a noise and clap in the end. So we could be celebrate. So I wish it would be a victory to the end, but there's a long term. C, compliance. We have no choices. We have to comply all those regulations right now. So that's we had to clear what is the regulation for dietary supplements. And the lobby, we have to encourage our patient, our lawmakers, and try to change the law, change the regulation, and change the category of Chinese herbal product. It's not dietary supplement. It's medicinal use. So that's very important. Adaptation. So the older style of Chinese herbal product had been adapted in the modern society. And we had to use the scientific science technology to improve the way of administration, oral administration. So in the United States, mostly the concentrated powder, that's the one we're using. And of course, be aware of the endangered species. So specifically for the endangered species, animal species. So like pangolin and so Transanja. Yeah. So that's what we try to avoid. That's the common consensus, common sense of the world. We have to protect them. We cannot just pay attention to our humans' health and ignore the survival of the those animal species. Have no choice. That's the consensus. So we cannot just to violate those. And the last P, promotion. Definitely we have to promote Chinese medicine in different kind of way. So time is up, and thank you very much. And thanks for your attention. Bye-bye.